Alright, this training video is about the docs module. So if you select to add on the docs module onto your routeman, you're going to see a tab down here under your customer file. And there are a couple other places I'll show you later in the video where docs is also available. When you have docs clicked, it's going to open up what's normally an empty screen. In this case, I have already saved a few files into my docs folder. So docs is kind of like a digital filing cabinet, and you can put whatever kind of document you want in there. So if you see right here, this is an actual document. It's like a Word document file. This is an Excel file. JPEGs are images. And I just grabbed an example of a PDF file right here. And so I'm going to start by showing you how you add files to your docs folder. So if you want to attach it to a specific customer, you'll select that customer, and then if you have the file on your desktop, it's as simple as dragging it into the square, and then when you see this little plus symbol, when you let go, it's going to ask you if you want to give it a description. So it's going to list the actual title. You can see right here it's River Chase Directory. It's going to list that as the file, but sometimes it's helpful to have an actual description. So let's give it just the description of test. Okay, so when it just popped it in there, if I mouse over it, it says test in the description. And the idea there is sometimes when you have just a long number as the file name or something like that, you can add a description that helps you identify what you're looking for. Okay, and so you can see it added my PDF, and now it's there. It's saved in routeman, attached to that customer. There are multiple other ways you can add it to the docs folder. So if it's not available to just click and drag, you can right click in this, anywhere in this big wide open box, and you can paste from a clipboard image. So for example, if you wanted to take a screenshot of something that's on your computer at this point, if you hit Control Print Screen, that will copy the image of what's displaying on your monitors onto the clipboard, and then you would hit right click and get this option and hit paste clipboard image. You can browse to file, which will open a folder that you can just go looking in your computer for the file that you're wanting to grab, and then you can enter your description there. Or you can use the capture scan button, which will allow you to choose which scanner you're trying to scan from, and it will scan it and bring it straight into your docs folder. Okay? So once I have the files in there, how do I use them, or how do I get them back out? Well, first, to find the one that you want, you may have to use a filter. Once you have a lot of files in here, if you have 100 different ones, you may need to actually type something that helps you identify the file you're looking for. So let me just explain how this works. If I were to type in help, just like the help Debbie file right here, and I hit filter, you see how it lights up? That's just to help you find the document that you're looking for. And you can clear the filter right there. Okay, so let's say now I need this particular image. Well, if I double click, then it'll open the file on my computer. You can see this is a very important document right here. But keep in mind that depending on what kind of file it is, you may need a particular program on this computer. So just because someone put an Excel file into your docs on routeman, well, maybe the computer you're on doesn't have Excel. Well, that might be an issue for you. So keep in mind, it's got to have the right kind of software to open it like that. But you also can right click on any of these files, and you can copy, You can email directly from here. You can rename it. You can delete it. You can change the description if you need to. Okay, so this is designed to be very versatile and give you as many options as possible. So as I mentioned before, Docs is in multiple places. So the main way I think about it is under customers, but if you have a use for it, there's also a separate Docs tab for your products. So you could come in here and choose which product you want, and then here's your Docs tab for the product. So the way I would think about it, under the customer file, you might be keeping customer contracts, customer agreements, or communications, that kind of thing. Under products, you might keep, let's say, a sanitation inspection report that relates to that product, or some kind of agreement that comes with a supplier that supplies different things you need for that product. Okay, the other place that you can use Docs is if you have the equipment module. Now, the equipment module is also an add-on module to routeman. So not everyone has it, but if you have this tab up here, then you have the equipment module. And if you go to a specific piece of equipment, then you actually have a Docs tab right here as well. And so in this case, you might keep warranty information or parts information. Again, anything that's an image or a document or an Excel sheet, you can just copy and paste it in there, and it's stored away in a location that you can come back and find it if you need it later on. And that's how you use Docs.